Mattie Mondays, where we do music in different ways. I guess friends and be dropping gems. Always keep it genuine. Knowledge, power, and some funny. Every week, every Monday. Pure, real, and honest. Tap in, leave a comment. You're tuning in to Mattie Mondays. What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Mattie B, and we are back around another 7 days for another episode of Mattie Mondays, where we do music in different ways. And today is a special holiday. I know a lot of you had the day off. Hopefully, you've been able to enjoy it, to relax, to organize, and prepare for the rest of the week. And tonight, we are going to take a moment. We're going to take a short while to dive into hearing from Dr. Martin Luther King on his experiences that shaped him into the man that he became, into the leader that he became. I know a lot of us are familiar with the I Have a Dream speech. I've been to the mountaintop and many others. But I found a really interesting clip that offered an opportunity to kind of see the heart of Martin Luther King, Dr. Martin Luther King, the man. And we're going to get into it this evening. We're going to start with some Mattie B vibes. I will not keep you long. Thank you again for popping in on your day off on this special day, Dr. Martin Luther King Day, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And I hope that you learned something new about him, that you gained, like I did, a neat insight to, the things that shaped him and the whys, which are very important in all of our stories and all of our lives and all of our journeys. So I thought it was a cool perspective to take this evening. And we're going to hop into it. Before we do, happy birthday to all of our friends and families. You guys are here. So if you have anyone you want to show some love, make sure you drop their name in the comments. Make sure you take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you have not yet, and hit that notification bell that'll let you know every time I upload new content. All right, before we get into hearing from Dr. Martin Luther King, we're going to start with our favorite, one of our newest records in the Mattie Monday community, in the Mattie B music community, in our favor. Let's get it.
I'm singing this to remind you that you are not alone. Hoping that these words, they find you at the very perfect moment. I can't take the pain away, but I can wrap my love around you. I can't stop the rainy days, but I can stand here right beside you. I'm here right beside you. Yeah. I'm sending this to remind you, life is working in our favor. Pain, hurt, and tears sometimes blind you, but stay up, stay strong. You are not alone. This message is here to remind you, life is working in our favor. I'm sending this to console you, to give your tears a home. Don't let the anger control you. You will make it through. Those sunny days will come. You will endure the storm. You have much more to do. Can't let the darkness hide you. And I pray the light will guide you. Yeah. I'm sending this to remind you, life is working in our favor. Pain, hurt, and tears sometimes blind you, but stay up, stay strong. You are not alone. This message is here to remind you,
That was In Our Favor. If you are new to the platform, you can find that record in all major streaming platforms. That's In Our Favor, Mattie B, produced by Mantra on the Beat. Um, Definitely still an appropriate message for the times. So I'm super grateful for everyone sharing that record, for all of the feedback that I got once it was released and continue to get. We are super thankful. If you are new to this platform, Mattie Mondays is where we do music in different ways. But really, what we've created here is a really tight knit and open community where we share in different topics that are real to all of us, no matter what walk, what industry. We always find some type of common ground and commonality in an area of learning and growing together. So this is a special, special place. So thank you for popping in. Our normal format is camera and audio. Tonight, on this day off, we are approaching it and coming to you the Mattie Music Vibes format with audio only. Again, here on Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day, we're going to take a moment to hear from the man himself, and him just speaking to his upbringing and, again, some things that shaped him, which I thought was very interesting. An interesting perspective to gain, if you have not, prior to today. All right, so we're gonna get into this video and let's see what it offers.
Dr. King, the most unexpected thing about you to me is that for a long time you've been a national leader of your people. You're one of the most influential figures, I suppose, in the United States, and yet you're only 32 years old. Now, did you have any special training for this kind of leadership when you were a boy?
No, I really didn't. I had no idea that I would be catapulted into a position of leadership in the civil rights struggle in the United States. I went through the discipline of early elementary school education and then high school and college and theological training, but never did I realize that I would be in a situation where I would be a leader in what is now known as the civil rights struggle of the United States.
What sort of home did you have as a child? Was it a strict home, for instance?
Well, I guess it was a relatively strict coming up in a minister's home. I faced the discipline that you would face and a very fervent religious background. However, I don't think it was over strict to the point that I developed any personality conflicts as a result of my early childhood, but it was strict enough, and I think it was strict enough for me to develop certain disciplinary principles as I came up.
Well, now, when you were still a small boy, before those decisions came along, were you conscious of color discrimination in your own life?
Yes, I became conscious of color discrimination at a relatively early age. I think the first time was when I was about 6 years old. I had some friends, two white boys, playmates for the early years of my life. And I remember when I went over to play with them, they all. She tried to explain to me in the best way she could explain to a child 6 years old. And this was really the first time that I became aware of the racial differences or rather the racial problem. She made it clear to me that this system had a long history, dating back to the time of slavery, She tried to explain the meaning of the system of segregation. But the thing I would always remember is that in the midst of her explanation, she always said to me, "You must never feel that you are less than anybody else. You must always feel that you are somebody, and you must feel that you are as good as anybody else." And of course, this came up with me in spite of the fact that I still confronted the system of segregation every day.
Was that a violent conflict in your life? If you really believed your mother and yet the system around you suggested that this wasn't true, it must have set up some sort of strain.
Yes, I think so. As I look back over those early days, I did have something of an inattention. On the one hand, my mother taught me that I should feel a sense of somebodyness. On the other hand, I had to go out and face a system which stared me in the face every day saying, "You are less than, you are not equal to." So this was a real tension within.
Now, out of your own personal experience, the only example you've given me so far is one family where the mother didn't too much care to have you play with her children. What were you really prevented from doing as a child that a white child might have done?
Well, in my days in Atlanta as a child, there was a pretty strict system of segregation. For instance, I could not use the swimming pool, so that for a long, long time I could not go in swimming until the YMCA was built, a Negro YMCA, and they had a swimming pool there. But certainly a Negro child in Atlanta could not go to any public park. I could not go to the so-called white schools. There were separate schools. And I attended a high school in Atlanta, which was the only high school for Negroes in the city. And this was a real problem because in Atlanta there are more than 200,000 Negroes. In many of the stores downtown, to take another example, I could not go to a lunch counter to buy a hamburger, a cup of coffee, or something like that. I could not attend any of the theaters. Only there were one or two Negro theaters. They were very small, but they did not get the main pictures. If they got them, they were 2 years late or 3 years late. So that by and large, there was a very strict system of segregation, and there was nothing called racial integration at that time in Atlanta. But the thing I would always remember is that in the midst of her explanation, she always said to me, "You must never feel that you are less than anybody else. You must always feel that you are somebody, and you must feel that you are as good as anybody else."
All right. So once again, we just took a dive into just hearing from the man, Dr. Martin Luther King, on his journey and how things shaped him, what experiences and his reality coming up in Atlanta as a young man, as a young boy. Um, I think a lot of people have the perspective that we don't want to live in the past, but where I can understand where some of the things that they are talking about not getting stuck, we definitely can grow and learn. And I think that we owe it to a gentleman like Dr. Martin Luther King and all of our ancestors who paved the way, to understand who they were as people, to continue to honor their sacrifice. And also taking moments like these, I personally allows me to carry and heighten level of gratitude from being able to move and come as freely as I can and as we can. So I absolutely wanted to pause this evening on this day to bring to Mattie Mondays a moment of honoring our ancestor, a leader in our community, Dr. Martin Luther King, a leader in the world community, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And I hope that this clip gives you a little bit more insight to some of his world as a young man again, and then also just reminds you of how far we've come and the many different things that we can take a moment to pause and be grateful for. The changes that others sacrificed to have be a reality in our worlds at this time. There are some shifts happening on this day and in this moment in time as well. But I hope that you take this with you, that our Mattie Mondays family, that you guys stay encouraged and have an amazing week. Before we depart, I want to share one more piece of art that you guys are familiar with from our Sink or Swim album from our film. Myself and Mogul Marl on the other side. Just a nice vibe to take into our week, produced by London Elixir. I appreciate you guys. I am grateful for the community that we have built. Again, thank you for all new ears that took a moment to pop over. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and I will see you once again in 7 days. All right, y'all. Have an amazing week. Peace.
Waiting for the calm after storm comes. One step at a time, how to overcome. Give me blue skies and the warm sun. I on the prize, the mission. There's no rain, no rain, no rain on the other side. There's no rain, no rain, no rain on the other side. Head in the clouds, cause it's safer there. Life be working out, but ain't no easy path. Gotta keep the faith, you gon' get your wins. Gotta stick it out to the very end. It ain't no mountaintop, just some valleys, and you gon' have setbacks, don't you quit. Let it out, all the fear and the doubt, and then hold your head, focus on a bitch. Tears gon' flow, don't you hold it in. Every drop is power you depositing. Negativity cutting skin deep. It's their issue, they don't really mean. And all the pressure in the dark, not for the faint of heart, but creates a work of art. Waiting for the calm after storm comes. One step at a time, how to overcome. Give me blue skies and the warm sun. I on the prize, the mission. There's no rain, no rain, no rain on the other side. There's no rain, no rain, no rain on the other side.
There's no rain, but when I brainstorm, flooding out my thoughts, that's a vision board. Looking at my life, know what I'm living for. Now I got the keys, so I'm driven more. Yeah, I got the drive, but there's a fork in the road with a meal on the plate. A lot at stake. Job well done, success I wanna taste. How you gonna do that? Mixing action with the faith. Weight on my shoulders, doing some heavy lifting. It will all work out. I'm pushing through the resistance. Persistent, consistent. Quitting ain't a part of the decision. Ain't no stopping, keep going till I get it. Eyes on the prize, stay focused on the mission. persistent, consistent. Quitting ain't a part of the decision. Gone.
Waiting for the calm after storm comes. One step at a time, how to overcome. Give me blue skies and the warm sun. I on the prize, the mission. There's no rain